So the next tips I have are for your head and arm positions when you are doing restorative poses. And we're going to start with Alex being in our knock-knee pose, which has her arms comfortably extended out to the side and palms up towards the ceiling. But I want to have Alex demonstrate to us what would happen if we put her arms into cactus pose, which is one of those poses that has a lot of benefits for those of us who have been through. And naturally, Alex will come into cactus pose and her elbows and her wrists will relax onto the floor. And that is a comfortable way to be in this pose. But as Alex was demonstrating before, if you've had breast surgeries or any other kind of shoulder issues, it may not be possible for you to have that completely supported position of your arms. And what we have in Yoga for Cancer are some tips as to how to create that balanced, relaxed position for your arms in these restorative poses. I'm going to take very simply a blanket, a folded blanket. It's folded several times here. And I'm going to slip it under Alex's shoulder. And you can see that supports the shoulder. So now the shoulder and the elbow are supported by something. But her wrist is still in this awkward angle because the muscles of her arm and particularly of her chest muscles cannot relax. So I'm going to fold up the edges of this blanket so that it can support the wrist. And now you can see this arm has become completely relaxed the way she was able to do without support. And again, I'm supporting the shoulder and the elbow so that they are flat. And then to support that wrist and let it become flat, I fold up and make an angle with the folded blanket. So this is another tip of creating this cactus position of our arms is so therapeutic to opening up the chest and relaxing the pectoral muscles. But it can be stressful on the other bones and muscles in the arms. And we use blankets in a very simple way. Propping of arms in restorative poses has two variations. The variation of what we saw in knock-kneed restorative pose, when we brought the arms into cactus, required a certain kind of propping. And now we're going to look at a restorative pose where the shoulders are not resting on the floor as they were in that knock-knee position. This one is Baddha Konasana, or supported cobbler's pose. I'm going to ask Alex to walk herself back onto the props, the bolster, resting on the blocks, and bring her head down. And the first thing I'm going to look at is whether or not all of the muscles in her body are relaxed and none of them are working to hold up bones, which is what muscles do. And you can see here that she has an elbow that is reaching, that upper arm bone is reaching for the floor. So that means that there are muscles in her chest, particularly the muscles that are extending across the chest to support that upper arm bone. And it is working to hold that arm up off the floor. In a restorative pose, we want all the muscles to be relaxed and not working. So in this wonderful pose, which we love, Supta Baddha Konasana, supported cobbler's pose, we want the full forearm to be resting with the elbow on the floor or on a blanket like we have here. Another feature of this particular pose that I see for Alex, even though she has her chest opening nicely and the arms across the chest are not working, her neck is muscles, the muscles in and around her neck are working. She has this nice little arch here in the back of her neck, but that also means that some muscle in there is holding up that head, either the front or the back muscles of the neck. So what we're going to do is put just a little bit of a support. So now her neck muscles, none of them on the back or the front, are being worked. This is what a restorative pose is, a place where every muscle in the body is not working to hold muscles, to hold bones in place.